All right, so we're going to learn something new. It's called similar figures. You're going to have 2 videos to watch. This one's kind of a brief video, but the next video is going to go into more detail of similar figures, the kind of questions you're going to see on our homework. Okay, so what are similar figures? Similar figures have the same shape, but different sizes. Figures are similar if angles are congruent. So remember, congruent just means the exact same. And then sides are proportional. So all that means is that we can set up proportions and to help us find missing sides. So we will have missing sides of x on one side, and we're going to be looking for how do we find that. So we'll be setting up proportions. So there are 2 kind of small set of notes. Again, just what vocabulary. So congruent, again, is same size, same shape, same number. Corresponding is the same place in 2 similar shapes, and we'll go into more details in a second on that. Similar is the same shape, but not the same size or the same size number. And again, angles are congruent when the figures are similar. Sides are proportional when the figures are similar. So how to see if 2 figures are similar? We'll choose 2 sides on each figure that correspond with each other, find its cross products, which means cross multiply, and if it is not the answer, then it is not correct. So it's saying if it's got numbers on both sides, we want to know are they similar to each other? We can set up proportion, do the cross products, and then if they are the same number, then it works. So how do I find the missing side x? First, we're going to identify the new figure, N or O. The N has the x in the figure, and we're going to label those figures. Then we'll set a proportion of N over O, so it's going to say the word no. The N is the new information that's going to go on top. The O is the corresponding sides that go with the numbers above. And then we'll cross multiply and then divide to find the answer. So let's look at an example. So this first one, we have x and 2. And then we have, let me open this up, x and 2. And then we have 10 and 12. Okay, so the new figure has the x, and the old does not have an x. Okay, then we'll set up our proportion of new over old. Okay, everything that has an N on it is going to go on top. So 2 and x. The order does not matter, so you could put x first, then 2, or 2, then x. Now we're going to find the corresponding sides. What that means is we're going to match 2 that's on the same side on this figure on our other figure. So 2 is here, so it's going to go right here on the bottom, which is 10. And then we have x, and x corresponds with 12, and so that's going to go on the bottom. Okay, so then from here, we'll cross multiply and divide. So 2 times 12 is 24. And the number that's with x is what we divide by, which is 10. 10 will go into 20 2 times. We get 4. We'll put up our decimal, bring down to 0. 10 will go into 42 times. It goes in there evenly, so we can say x equals 2.4. Okay, on our next page, we'll go into more detail. We'll go through more examples for you to understand. All right, so the next section is looking at if a figure is similar. So to do that, first thing is we got to know that a triangle has 180 degrees. Okay, so we want all the angles to add up to 180. So we're going to take our little one, we're going to add. So we have 75 and 40. We're going to add those together, which is 115. Then we're going to take 180 minus 115, and we get 65. So our other angle is 65. So if we look at our other figure, we have 65, we have 75, so that means this has to be 40, and that means these are similar. So we're going to put a check. Okay, so now we're going to do our other figure. So same thing, we'll just pick, let's do the big one this time. So we have 74 and 79, so we're going to add those together, which is 153. Then again, take 180 minus 153. We'll subtract them. We get 27. And so we have 74, 27, 79. So if you notice here, we have 31. This is saying this is 27, so this is wrong. Okay, and again, we can do the same thing, so we can even add 31 and 79, which is 110. 180 minus 110 is 70. So again, you can see that those numbers are not the same. All right, so tomorrow we will come back and do the bottom section, so hang on to these notes, and these will get a little bit more complicated. Today we're just keeping it simple. So watch the next video for more detail and information about similar figures.